Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of my dragon boating tutorial series. Today we'll be focusing on safety and regulations within the dragon boating sport. So when we say safety and regulations, what do we mean? Well, we're referring to the necessary steps that have to be taken in order to ensure that the sport can be safely practiced. Included in this video are some general guidelines. Safety is essential in all sports, especially so in dragon boat, to protect lives, to protect the equipment that is used partaking in the sport, to protect the integrity of your team, and to protect the integrity of the sport as a whole. Some overall guidelines to remember are that dragon boat is a water sport, so the safety guidelines that can be included in other water sports like crew rowing, sailing, are more or less applicable to dragon boat. Remember that minors who are under the age of 18 should always wear a life jacket while participating in the sport, and moreover it's critical that a good level of swimming is required. A general rule of thumb is that a person should be capable of swimming around 100 meters in about 2 minutes. Some general safety tips to remember are to assume that the crew knows absolutely nothing, so that you have a mindset which prepares you to be the one to act in the event that you have to. This means to assume that none of the crew has any knowledge of what to do in the event of a situation such as a capsize, or how they should operate safely in general. This naturally leads to everyone being particularly proactive in trying to stay as safe as possible. Now let's start with some of the safety procedures that you have to abide by before heading out into the water. First, you need to establish to the team that the steers person is in charge of the boat at all times. This is because lots of experience is required to become a steers person, and more often than not, they are the most experienced person within the boat at any given time. Therefore, they probably know what they are doing, particularly in regards to how to behave safely while participating in the sport. Inspecting the boat is another safety precaution you should take before heading out into the water. Try look at the condition of the boat. Can you see if there's any obvious rot within the wood? Try look for the same thing within the steering oar or the wooden paddles. Try see if there are any splinters that can hurt people's hands. And remember to bail the boat, and this is the process of removing water from the inside of the boat, ensuring that the interior of the boat stays strong and that people don't slip when trying to enter it. The weather is another safety precaution you should consider before heading out into the water. Weather conditions are incredibly important for any sport. If it's hot, you should try and bring as much sunscreen as possible, a cap to keep yourself in the shade, and lots of water to keep yourself hydrated. If there are waves, this isn't necessarily a problem, but if it's in the middle of a storm, you should definitely not go at all. But if the waves are mild, you could probably consider going out, but with the less experienced members left behind. But if there is a storm, you should never, under any circumstances, consider bringing the boat out in the middle of a storm or if there is lightning present in the area. Knowledge of the team is another important factor that can be considered within safety. Try and conduct a head count of the team before you bring the boat out into the water, and it's even better if you try to know the name of each of your crewmates. Assign each crewmate a buddy who they could check up on and remember in the event that something happens. This is usually the person sitting adjacent to them within the boat. This is also a convenient method of ensuring that all team members are safe in the event that something goes seriously wrong. Balance is another critical factor for safety within dragon boating. You need to measure the weight of the crew members, as this is essential to ensuring that the boat is balanced and that the weight of the boat is as evenly distributed as possible from the front of the boat to the back of the boat and from the left side of the boat to the right side of the boat. An unbalanced boat can be disastrous in a race, as this means the steersman has to compensate while steering and the rest of the team has to pull their weight in a far more skewed way than they would if they were properly balanced. The right equipment can be critical to ensuring the safety of the team. Appropriate equipment and gear is a key element of dragon boat safety, and life jackets are strongly recommended for everyone who is under the age of 18. Sports gloves, like those worn for weightlifting or even cycling, should be worn to prevent calluses that can be gained from the wooden paddles. Water shoes are also quite important, as the possibility of getting cuts on the foot is surprisingly high, and it's also important for grip while in the paddle position. Appropriate swimwear or even lightweighted sports clothes could be worn as a appropriate athletic equipment. Now, let's get into some safety procedures while on the water and talk about a capsized drill. Now, within the capsized drill, you need to assign each crew member a number from 1 to whatever the total number of however many crewmates there are in the boat, starting from the front of the boat, which is the closest to the drummer, to the back of the boat, which is closest to the steersperson. Now remember to have each crew member exit the boat into the water. A life jacket is always recommended and mandatory for under 18s. Now, once in the water, have each crew member call out their assigned numbers. Once all crewmates are accounted for, have the steersperson and the drummer enter the boat first, and then from the front, have each crew member subsequently re-enter the boat. Another key element of safety precautions while on the water are the key commands to remember. The hold the boat command means that all crew members should put their paddles in the water and hold them there till the boat is fully at rest. Hold the water means crew members should hold their paddles flat within the water. Draw left or draw right instructs crew members on the left or right side of the boat to put their paddles in the water and pull at a 90-degree angle adjacent to their seat into the water. Paddles up commands crew members to prepare their paddles by lifting the paddles above their head at a 45-degree angle to the water to prepare for paddling. Some final safety measures to remember are to remember to always remain calm while on the water, to always obey the commands of the steersman, and to remember that some races might have specific rules, so you should take the time to understand them. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to check out next episode where we talk about the nuances of paddling within the safety tutorial series. Thank you and have a nice day.